Hi, I'm Michele Saumberfield. It is Thursday, February 25th. I think yesterday I made a video and it was the 24th, and I kept saying that it was 2020. Then I retaped. I said it was the 25th, but it was still the 24th. All mixed up. So anyway, I just ate a delicious steak dinner, really good. Our office had a company, or departmental, I should say, Zoom meeting, and it was kind of a celebration because today's the day that we get a bonus at our office. It's a yearly thing. So I have the afternoon off technically, but I'm still going to work half the afternoon because I have a lot to do. Anyway, I'm taking a break right now, and my boyfriend and I bought steak. So I'm fortunate and thankful, grateful for that. So I'm going to read another poem by Monica Wishbriar. But I was thinking last night, I was thinking about my meager attempts to write poetry when I was a child. And there were just two poems I remember writing, and that would be it. There were 4 lines because I couldn't really write. So I remember writing one and drawing a little picture with it, and my mom still has it somewhere in her home office. I said, "Pitch a star and make a wish. Success is served on the dreamer's dish." And that was it. That's the best I could do. Then, when I was 10, I got a stuffed animal I really loved. Now, a lot of people know who Beatrix Potter is because she's a very famous author and artist who's from England. And she is the one who wrote Peter Rabbit and many, many other wonderful, wonderful books. One of her stories is called The Tale of Mrs. Tiggywinkle. Mrs. Tiggywinkle is a very stout hedgehog who wears a little cap and a dress, and she basically goes around her village and she does the laundry for the squirrels and the bunnies and all the other animals. She is the one that does the laundry for all of them. She's very sweet. I got a stuffed animal who's a Mrs. Tiggywinkle. I believe she's made by the Eden Company. Again, Beatrix Potter is the one who created Mrs. Tiggywinkle. I loved this doll so much. Loved her. Still have her, as you can see, and I'm 56 years old, and I got her when I was 10. She was oddly enough on display on a table in a shoe store, although she actually had to be purchased in a toy store that was like down the hall from the shoe store. So I saw her when my mom took me into a shoe store to get shoes, and I was like mesmerized. I had to have her. My mom said, "No, you don't need her. You don't need another toy." But my birthday was like a few weeks later, and she surprised me and gave me Mrs. Tiggywinkle. So I wrote a little poem about her because I loved her so much. It was fluffy, stuffy, roly-poly, tender and mild, my little child. That's the rest of the poem. That's all it is. It's just 4 lines. That's the best I could do. So now I'm going to read a poem by Monica Wishbriar. And of course, it is not for children at all. And, oh dear, let me go get my magnifying glass for a second. I forgot about that. Look at you, little poodoo man. Little Poods is here, as usual, hopping around. Let me get the magnifying glass. Was having a little wine during my meeting today because I knew we had the afternoon off. But I'm definitely going to stay sober because it's not good to be drunk. And I'm going to work a couple more hours anyway this afternoon. All right. What you doing? You decide. All right. Little kitty doesn't know what she wants to do. So this poem is called Resigned to Your Charms by Monica Wishbriar. All right. resigned to your charms. In the early morning hours, as I lay here in my bed, thoughts of you drift through my mind, though they should all be dead. I had vowed to forget you, but my fantasies aren't listening. They continue to play in my mind as I imagine your body glistening. Damp with sweat I picture you, though never in a mess, simply giving me my due as I raise aloft my dress. You are a very surly man, full of hell and fire. You would surely challenge me, sprawling in your gyre. I imagine you may believe sentiments are silly, claiming you have moved on from me, but I don't believe you really. As I see you strut around town and boldly display your swagger, I am left with the feeling that you're simply plunging a dagger. For I do find it impossible to clearly leave you behind. My desires for you remain, and on your beauty I do dine. So as you posture and you strut, my panties still get moist. I don't know how to let go. Dissolution was never my choice. Sir, please be kind, do your best to flaunt yourself in private, for I do find my longing hard to keep to myself and hide it. I will stand on my balcony, and when you pass by, I'll turn. I will hold a deep, deep breath, denying that I yearn. And I suspect that you will see me out of the side of your gaze, and you will adjust your figure robust, getting firm between your legs. It really is a pity, sir, it really is so sad, that we cannot admit out loud we miss what we never had. Now, I'm sure you think that I am stating this too emphatically, but I still know wherever I go, your charms affect me dramatically. And when the day is done at dusk, I'll doze in peaceful recline. But I do know to thoughts of you, in sensuality, my body will resign. Okay. Well, I'm sorry about that. That was rough, tongue-tied and all that stuff as usual. And I could see out of the corner of my eye that the cat was trying to get out of the door. But anyway, that's another poem. Again, it seems like a poem in this case where the woman has all these desires and there's something that never really happened, but it could have happened, and maybe it was a flirtation between two people, but it just never came to fruition. Perhaps the man's powerful and in a position in his town and can't get involved with someone of her, class, or maybe he's married, or maybe she's too young, whatever. But it seems like another poem about yearning, longing for something that probably isn't ever going to be, but she's holding out hope that, she's holding out hope that this man will come to her and please her. So anyway, that's my poem for the day. It is Thursday afternoon, and yeah, I think a little poetry and wine is a good thing, as long as you're not drinking too much or driving. But yeah, I think poetry and wine is a great combination. I desire to drink wine. This is really good. I always drink really inexpensive wine, like wine that's like $8 to $12 a bottle. Usually it's like $9.99 or something from the grocery store. Anyway, have a very good day.